Welcome, 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 everyone. Welcome to the Coaching Corner with me, Jamila, aka the IEP Coach. It's Tuesday, my favorite day of the week. I get to come on and talk with you all. All right, those of you who are new to my page, I am Jamila, aka the IEP Coach. And at the IEP Coach, we help we help principals and educational leaders increase the performance of their special education teachers so that way they are thriving and not just surviving. And we also support parents with understanding the special education process as well as the IEP process. And that is for those who are new to our page. Okay, hold up. All right, if you see me turn to my right, I am going live on our TikTok page. And if you see me turn to my left, we are going live on our Instagram page. And then we are also live on our YouTube page, our Facebook page, as well as our LinkedIn page. All right. So hello, hello, hello. As you are coming in, say hello. Let me know where you are. And as always, share this out with as many people as possible. And as I'm telling you to share it out, I'll be sharing it out as well. So I hope everyone the day isn't over, that you're having an amazing, amazing day. I hope you was able to give yourself grace and be kind to yourself. If you needed to take a break, step away from what you were doing just to collect yourself, I hope you gave yourself enough grace to go ahead and do that. So again, welcome, 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 everyone. We are going to get started in just a minute. I'm sharing it out, share it out, share it out. Again, let me know where you are in the world. Those of you who are, tuning in, let me know where you are. All right, I believe I sent that out. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hey. Hey, Productive Lounge. So, tonight's topic is I am going to discuss, as always, I always share a reel to let you know what the live will be about. So I want to say my last three reels, I was focusing on special education teachers. Why are they leaving at such a huge rate? So we talked about that last time. They're leaving because they feel disrespected. They're leaving because they're not respected enough with just the expertise that they bring. They're not valued. They're not getting the training that they need and that they require, and they're not getting the support when they're dealing with students who may be difficult. There it really is no support for them, and they are getting burnt out. They are getting burnt out. So then, of course, I don't just talk about problems, I give you solutions. So I share how we need to start valuing and respecting our special education teachers for the value that they bring, the expertise that they bring. They went to school like everyone else, got their degrees, they got their certifications just like everyone else and all the other teachers, and we need to respect them as such. I also shared how we need to also provide that tailored support, tailored professional development and coaching tailored to their needs, tailored to what it is that they are doing. When you're just think like whatever your specialty is, you will want consistent support and training support in that so that way you can grow in your field, grow in your profession. You know what I mean? Special education teachers want that too. Hey, I'm doing progress monitoring. How about you give me a refresher or give me a training on a progress monitoring so that way I know how to do it correctly, because what's done at one school may not be done the same way at another school. And then also you have so many new Sped teachers coming into the field. How about you give them that consistent coaching and that onboarding so that way they know how things run at your school instead of just throwing them into the ocean and expecting them to swim and either sink or swim. And then the other thing I said was you need to pay them. First of all, you need to pay all teachers what they deserve, but you definitely you need to increase the pay with special education teachers with all that they do and all that they deal with. Okay. Now today I did a reel and it focused on the dynamic of gen ed teacher versus sped teacher. And a lot of times, in schools, it is that feeling of a gen ed teacher versus a sped teacher, because in some schools, I'm not gonna say it's all, in some schools you have gen ed teachers who view sped teachers as like assistants, or view them as like, well, they don't really do too much. I'm gonna give you an example. I remember one year, I'm not gonna say what school I was teaching at, one particular year, we had a decline in our special education teacher, in our staff. So we went from 7 sped teachers to 5. So that our district felt that we could function with 5 sped teachers, but we were functioning with 7. We went from 8 to 7 to 5. Anyway, so our principal, the first week or two of school, he wanted us to make sure we had our schedules tight. He wanted us to make sure we tested every single kid to see where they placed in the interventions that we were using, because we were using corrective reading at the time, we were using corrective math at the time. He wanted to make sure we just had all that ironed out, all our groups ironed out, our schedule ironed out, and that we, in any IEPs that were done like at the very beginning, he wanted to make like there's sometimes IEP. First, let me say this real quick. If you have a student who has an IEP in September or October, this is something that I was always taught from the psychologists that I work with. You always do that IEP at the end of the year, so that way you're not starting the school year off doing an IEP, because one, that those teachers don't know that kid yet. So it's like, it'll be hard for them to give input on a student they're just getting to know and they're still learning. Just want to let you all know that. So he wanted us to make sure if it was anyone like that coming in, that we took care of those IEPs, and then if it was any transfers to our school, that we had all their information, right? So I remember one gen ed teacher. First of all, working in SPED is tiring. It is tiring, and especially those first 2 weeks of school is exhausting. So the first 2 weeks of school, like I said, he wanted us to get all of that done, which I just mentioned. And there was one gen ed teacher. I remember I went to the teacher's lounge because I had to make copies for something, make copies of an IEP or something. And one of the gen ed teachers, she was a 5th grade teacher. She said, "Oh, I wonder, what are you guys doing since you're not pulling kids for the first 2 weeks?" And I looked at her, and I knew she was saying, low key, saying like, "What are you guys doing since you're not pulling kids, or what are you doing?" And I was just like, "Oh my God, there's so much to do." And I started going down the list, and you should have saw her mouth drop. And I was like, "Oh, had I been in a different mindset, I would have said something extra to her," but I didn't, because I'm not gonna go there. But she looked at me as if I was not working, as if I was not doing anything. And that is a mindset that some gen ed teachers have of special education teachers, and it should not be that way. One, if you want to know what SPED teachers are doing, how about you just talk to the SPED teachers in your school? Get to know them, connect with them, collaborate with them. First of all, just about so many schools have co-teaching now. Get to know your co-teacher. Get to know the SPED staff. Hey, why don't you ask, like, "Oh, how was your classes today? Was anything difficult for you?" Just like sometimes you want someone to check in with you. Check in with your SPED teachers. Get to know them. But we have to stop this gen ed versus SPED, because it is crazy. It doesn't create the best and the most healthy work environment. Who wants to be at each other's neck because you feel like you work harder than me, because you're a gen ed teacher, because you have your students all day. You have certain kids, especially if you're elementary, you have your kids all day, but then you think I don't, but you feel like I'm not working, but you call on me because you want me to take those kids out of your room, because you feel like those are my kids, so I need to go take them. There needs to be a huge mind shift change with how we view special education, period, how we view special education teachers and the value that they bring. We are not assistants. And I hold special education teachers dear to my heart, near and dear to my heart, because I used to be a special education teacher. And I know, what it's like. Sometimes it's like at war with your gen ed colleagues, and it shouldn't be that way. Like, us working together That is how we're going to instruct our students. That is how we're going to support our students. That's how we're going to support our school. We have to work together. That it truly takes a village. That's not an like that's real. It takes the both of us to instruct our students and to push them to work to their fullest potential. So if you need support with the student, reach out to me, yes. And if I need support, I'm going to reach out to you. I may ask you, oh, hey, has so-and-so done this in your class? What has worked for you? We don't tear each other down by looking at each other, looking down at each other, saying, well, I work harder than you. I do this. All you do is pull kids, or all you do is just come in the classroom. You don't lesson plan. You don't. And I remember one time, one of my previous principals said, it's probably because they don't see you. Because they don't see you they don't see what you're doing. And that's a possibility, but still that doesn't give you the right to assume I don't work as hard as you. Because I'm dealing with a lot of confidential paperwork, and also I'm putting out fires you may have created with a student because you may not have properly followed his or her IEP or did not do an accommodation or a modification for that student. So I am speaking on your behalf before the parent even gets to you. So gen ed teachers and sped teachers, we have to do better with our working relationship and our professional relationship, and work collaboratively. And more training needs to be done at these schools. More professional development and more trainings need to take place at these schools to help shift the mindset of how special education teachers are viewed and how special education is just being done throughout the country. More schools definitely need to provide more special education centered training and coaching. So don't just throw your gen ed and sped teachers together and say, oh, you're going to co-teach. No, actually have a plan. Actually do a PD on that so they know what are some best practices I need to implement that we need to implement in our instruction. How to change our mindset from being I to we. This is what we're teaching today. We're going to do this. This is our classroom. And it starts at the top. It starts at the top with the principals and the education leaders. You're setting the tone, and you are setting your staff up for success when you take time to prioritize your SPED teachers and what they need. Because they are going to keep you out of the courtroom. They're going to keep you from being sued because you are investing in them, investing in their training, investing in their professional development, so that way they can develop the skills necessary to progress monitor, to write appropriate IEPs, to lead IEP meetings, to collaborate with parents, to collaborate with their staff. And if you are in need of support with that, reach out to us at the IEP Coach. If you're on Instagram, click the link in our bio. TikTok, click the link in our bio. And if you are on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, I'm going to drop the link. Book a call with us. Book a call with us and get us in your school, get us at your agency, get us at your corporation so we can provide support to your staff. That's what we do at the IEP Coach. We are about adding value to your lives. So that way you can increase the performance of your SPED teachers again, so they can thrive. We don't just want teachers out here just surviving, just getting by. No, we want them to thrive. Just like you want your students to thrive, you should want your staff to thrive as well, especially your special education teachers. Okay? So again, click the link in our bio, book a call with us if you need support with this in your school. You need support with special education centered professional development or coaching. Definitely reach out to us. Click the link in our bio, click the link that I just put in the comments. And before I go, if you are catching this on the replay, put hashtag replay in the comments so that we know that you are watching this on the replay. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. You can click the link in our bio. It connects you to our email, all of our social media. We have freebies on there for you. We have some for teachers. We have some for parents. We have something for principals. So you can definitely contact us there. You can send us a DM. You can message us on LinkedIn. You can DM us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. We will get back to you. And if you email us, we'll get back to you, okay? So, as always, please give yourself grace. Please be safe. Those of you who are outside with your children, be safe. Have a great time. And I will see you all next Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a good night. See you guys.